The body's quiet. Farewell. 5. Key signs. Seniors are entering their last year. Have you recently noticed an elderly loved one suddenly losing weight, experiencing prolonged fatigue, or showing unusual changes in cognition or overall health that you can't explain? Those seemingly small signs might actually be quiet warnings that their body is preparing for its final chapter. Don't leave the screen just yet, because your loved one might already be silently enduring these very symptoms. In today's video, Wellness Unlocked will share with you the 5 most important signs that seniors may be approaching their last year of life, helping you recognize these early, prepare emotionally, and bring comfort, dignity, and love to those you cherish during this meaningful period. Don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unlocked right now to help us quickly achieve our goal of reaching our first 1,000 subscribers and continue providing you with valuable knowledge about health and well-being. Discussing the signs that someone we deeply care for might be nearing the end of their life is never easy. It's a deeply sensitive topic that naturally brings up feelings of worry, uncertainty, and sadness. As we approach this conversation together, I want you to know that the intention here is never to frighten or upset you. Instead, this is a gentle, thoughtful space designed to help you recognize subtle but meaningful changes happening quietly around you. Understanding these subtle signs isn't about predicting exactly when someone will leave us or causing unnecessary anxiety. Rather, it's about empowering you to notice these small, quiet messages the body may be sending, so that you can provide thoughtful care, love, and dignity when your loved ones need it most. We often wish that aging could be free from discomfort and confusion. Unfortunately, the reality is that as people enter the later chapters of life, their bodies gradually communicate changes that are easy to overlook if we're not carefully attuned to them. Some of these signs initially seem minor or unrelated. Perhaps a loved one begins losing weight unexpectedly, appears unusually tired, or withdraws from activities and social interactions. Yet behind these subtle shifts often lies something more profound, a quiet transition we may not yet fully recognize. By exploring these 5 important signs together today, we aim not just to inform, but to gently prepare you emotionally and practically. With greater understanding, you can be present in a deeper, more meaningful way, offering support, warmth, and comfort during a sensitive period in your loved one's life. So, take a deep breath, approach this topic gently, and trust that you're here for an important reason: to ensure that your loved one's journey is surrounded by respect, care, and compassion right until the very end. 1. Significant weight loss. When someone you love begins losing weight unintentionally, it can be a quiet yet profound warning sign that should never be ignored. This isn't simply about eating fewer calories or following a diet. It's about something deeper and far more serious. Unintentional weight loss in older adults is often misunderstood or overlooked. Families might notice clothes fitting looser, a once hearty appetite dwindling, or a frailness appearing overnight. Many assume this is merely a natural part of aging, yet it's often a subtle indication that the body is preparing for its final journey. The real issue behind unexplained weight loss typically involves the body's declining ability to absorb essential nutrients. As we age, digestive functions weaken. The intestines become less effective at absorbing vitamins, minerals, and proteins vital for maintaining health and muscle mass. This process isn't sudden. It quietly progresses over months, sometimes without clear outward symptoms until significant weight loss occurs. Muscle mass, crucial for movement, strength, and immune function, steadily deteriorates during this time. Elderly individuals often find themselves weaker, struggling to walk, climb stairs, or even carry out basic daily activities. Reduced muscle strength significantly heightens their risk of falls and injuries, events that can hasten further decline. Yet, beyond mere physical appearance and reduced strength lies another critical factor: a noticeable decrease in appetite. Older adults might suddenly show little interest in foods they once loved. Favorite meals no longer taste appealing, and their portions become smaller and less frequent. This loss of hunger isn't merely psychological. It's a physical change triggered by declining metabolic functions. As the body slowly shuts down certain systems it no longer considers essential. Moreover, significant weight loss could be the early sign of an underlying chronic disease quietly progressing unnoticed. Conditions such as cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, or advanced diabetes. These illnesses often remain hidden beneath seemingly minor symptoms until noticeable weight reduction brings them into sharper focus. Allow me to share the story of Margaret, an 84-year-old retired teacher who vividly illustrates how significant weight loss might manifest. Margaret was a vibrant woman who had always enjoyed good health and was famous in her family for her Sunday dinners: roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, fresh vegetables, and homemade pies. Yet slowly, her family started noticing something unsettling. Margaret's hearty appetite diminished. Her once favorite dishes remained untouched on her plate, and she often seemed too tired or disinterested to cook. Initially, her children dismissed these subtle changes, attributing them to natural aging. However, over the following months, Margaret's weight loss became more apparent. Clothes hung loosely on her frail frame, her face became gaunt, and she increasingly withdrew from social activities she once adored. Concerned, her family took her to the doctor, where extensive tests revealed advanced kidney disease. Margaret's kidneys were failing silently, compromising her body's ability to absorb vital nutrients, significantly reducing her appetite and leading to rapid muscle loss. Sadly, the diagnosis came too late for effective treatment, but the family learned a valuable lesson about recognizing these subtle signs earlier, allowing them precious remaining time to create lasting memories and offer comfort rather than scrambling desperately for answers. Margaret's story underscores a crucial point. Unexplained weight loss is rarely harmless in elderly individuals. It's often a significant warning signal from the body, silently communicating its struggle and upcoming transition. If you notice significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, particularly if their eating habits haven't drastically changed, pay close attention. Encourage gentle, nutritious meals that are easy to digest. Prioritize hydration, comfort, and companionship over forcing large meals or extensive dietary changes. At this stage, it's not about reversing the inevitable. Rather, it's about ensuring your loved one feels cared for, respected, and comfortable. Remember, understanding these subtle clues is vital. It provides an invaluable opportunity to prepare emotionally and practically for the journey ahead. Cherish the time you have left. Make it meaningful, loving, and dignified. 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. When extreme fatigue and persistent weakness start becoming noticeable in an elderly loved one, it's vital to pause and understand what's truly happening beneath the surface. This isn't simply ordinary tiredness after a busy day. It's a profound and lasting exhaustion that doesn't disappear, no matter how much rest they get. At first glance, you might mistake this deep fatigue for typical aging symptoms. Perhaps your loved one seems quieter, sleeps more frequently during the day, or struggles to perform tasks they once handled effortlessly. However, beneath these seemingly mild changes lies a critical truth. Their body's essential systems are quietly reducing their functionality. As we age, organ efficiency naturally declines. Yet when life is entering its final stage, this decline accelerates significantly. The heart pumps less vigorously, circulation slows, and essential nutrients and oxygen are no longer delivered effectively to muscles and tissues. Muscles that once powered daily life, walking, dressing, preparing meals, begin to weaken, creating immense fatigue and drastically reducing stamina. Simple daily tasks suddenly become overwhelming challenges. Something as basic as walking from the bedroom to the kitchen or getting dressed feels like an exhausting marathon. Many elderly individuals find themselves needing frequent breaks, even during short walks or simple conversations, as their bodies struggle to meet basic energy requirements. But the impact isn't only physical. Extreme fatigue profoundly influences emotional well-being and social interaction. The elderly, feeling exhausted and weak, frequently withdraw from social activities, friendships, and even family interactions, not because they no longer care, but because engaging becomes mentally and physically taxing. They may prefer solitude, becoming quieter and more distant, which can lead families to mistakenly think they're merely uninterested or moody. A comprehensive scientific report, published by the Journal of Gerontology, provides insightful evidence to help us better understand this phenomenon. The report, titled Systematic Review of Fatigue and Functional Decline in Elderly Individuals Nearing End of Life, clearly demonstrates the relationship between prolonged fatigue, organ decline, and mortality risk among seniors. After reviewing more than 25 clinical studies involving over 5,000 elderly patients, researchers identified a clear pattern: persistent fatigue, especially when combined with weakness and reduced physical activity, significantly predicted increased mortality within 1 year. Specifically, the researchers found that fatigue-related decline often begins subtly, gradually becoming more pronounced as vital organs, especially the heart, lungs, and kidneys, reduce their output. The study highlighted a significant decrease in muscle mass and strength, closely linked to declining organ function, further exacerbating fatigue. Importantly, this review emphasized fatigue as not just a symptom, but a critical early indicator that the body is nearing the final stages of life. This scientific insight helps clarify why elderly individuals begin withdrawing socially and emotionally during these final months. It's not simply preference, but rather their body's way of conserving limited energy resources. When every action feels draining, social interactions, which require significant emotional and physical effort, naturally become less appealing. What can families do when they notice this increasing fatigue and weakness in an elderly loved one? First, recognize and accept that this is part of a natural transition. The goal shifts from pushing loved ones to stay active towards providing comfort, rest, and emotional support. Offer compassion, understanding, and patience. Avoid forcing excessive activity or engagements. Instead, adapt your interactions to their energy levels, providing companionship through quiet moments, gentle conversations, or simply being present and supportive. Ensure that their environment is comfortable and safe, minimizing unnecessary physical exertion. Assist them with daily tasks gently, preserving their dignity while easing physical demands. Nutritionally, focus on easy-to-consume, nutrient-rich foods that require minimal effort, helping to sustain their energy without overwhelming their reduced digestive capabilities. Above all, understanding extreme fatigue as an essential indicator helps families emotionally and practically prepare for what's ahead. It allows you to cherish precious moments, prioritize meaningful interactions, and offer the deep comfort your loved one truly needs at this vulnerable stage of life. 3. Noticeable changes in breathing and circulation. When elderly loved ones begin showing noticeable changes in breathing and circulation, it's often an unmistakable signal that their body is approaching its final transition. At first, these changes might be subtle, easily overlooked or dismissed as minor health fluctuations. But in reality, they are important clues that require your careful attention. Breathing patterns often become shallower and more irregular as the body nears its final stage. You might notice that your loved one's breaths are shorter, lighter, and interrupted by unusual pauses. One particular breathing pattern, known as Cheney-Stokes respiration, becomes quite common in this period, characterized by cycles of deep, rapid breaths alternating with prolonged pauses. It's a clear indication of declining organ function. The body's respiratory control centers are no longer maintaining a stable rhythm, leading to this irregular breathing. Another distinct indicator involves circulation changes. You might notice their hands, feet, or even facial features becoming unusually cold. The skin often appears pale, bluish, or mottled due to reduced blood flow. This happens because the body instinctively prioritizes blood supply to vital organs such as the heart, brain, and lungs, limiting circulation to the extremities. Imagine the experience of Robert, an 87-year-old retired veteran, whose family vividly experienced these exact symptoms. Robert had always been active, even into his early 80s, enjoying daily walks around his neighborhood and spending quality time in his beloved garden. However, within a short span of months, his family started noticing subtle but concerning shifts in his condition. At first, Robert's breathing seemed slightly labored during conversations. His daughter, Sarah, noticed that he would often pause mid-sentence, needing time to catch his breath even when seated comfortably. Initially, Sarah dismissed it as simple tiredness, attributing it to Robert's advanced age. But soon, she realized something deeper was occurring. As weeks went by, Robert's breathing grew noticeably irregular. He started experiencing episodes where he'd breathe quickly and deeply for a minute, then abruptly stop breathing altogether for several alarming seconds. Sarah became increasingly anxious during these episodes, but Robert himself seemed unaware, calmly resuming breathing without any sense of distress afterward. Concerned, Sarah reached out to Robert's physician, who explained the concept of Cheney-Stokes respiration, a clear indication that Robert's body was gradually losing control over its vital functions. Not long afterward, Sarah also noticed significant changes in her father's skin. His hands and feet, once warm, were increasingly cold to the touch, pale, and sometimes slightly blue. Robert often wore extra socks and layers, but still, his extremities remained icy. Even gentle massages to stimulate blood flow seemed to have minimal effect. The doctor explained that Robert's circulatory system was now prioritizing vital organs, reducing blood flow to his limbs as part of a natural survival mechanism, another undeniable sign of his body's final preparations. Understanding these physical changes allowed Sarah and her family to prepare themselves emotionally and practically. Instead of reacting with panic or uncertainty, they embraced this phase with compassion, comfort, and dignity. They focused on providing Robert with warmth, peaceful surroundings, and reassurance rather than invasive medical interventions that would have little long-term benefit. His room was made comfortable, softly lit, and quiet. Warm blankets and heated pads gently provided relief to his cold hands and feet, and Sarah sat with him frequently, holding his hand, speaking softly, offering calm and comforting companionship. Robert's story clearly illustrates how critical it is to recognize and understand these subtle but profound changes in breathing and circulation. They're not mere inconveniences or passing ailments. They're meaningful signs of the body's journey towards its final stage. For families experiencing these symptoms in a loved one, remember to shift your focus from attempting to reverse or aggressively treat these conditions to enhancing comfort, dignity, and peace. Provide warmth, emotional closeness, and a reassuring presence. Create an environment filled with comfort and serenity, because in these final days or weeks, your presence and compassion become the greatest gift you can offer. 4. Cognitive decline and social withdrawal. One of the most poignant yet subtle indicators that an elderly loved one may be approaching their final year involves noticeable cognitive decline paired with increasing social withdrawal. Initially, these signs might appear minor: forgotten appointments, occasional confusion, or difficulty following conversations. But gradually they grow into clearer markers of deeper change. As cognitive functions decrease, elderly individuals may frequently become disoriented or confused. Names of familiar faces suddenly slip their memory. Places they've visited countless times now seem strange or unfamiliar. Even daily tasks, once simple, become overwhelming as concentration and clarity diminish. Families often mistakenly assume these changes are just ordinary age-related forgetfulness. But the truth is, they signal something far more profound. It's important to recognize that cognitive decline in elderly people nearing life's end is directly tied to reduced circulation and decreasing oxygen levels to the brain. As vital organ systems weaken, the brain receives less nourishment, leading to slower cognitive processing, memory issues, and impaired judgment. This can manifest in various forms, from mild forgetfulness and repetitive questions to significant confusion and inability to recognize loved ones. In tandem with declining cognition, emotional and social withdrawal also becomes increasingly apparent. Elderly individuals often become quieter, less interested in social interactions, and show decreased enthusiasm for activities they previously enjoyed. Their emotional reactions may grow duller, their expressions flatter, and their interactions more distant. These changes aren't due to a lack of care or affection. Rather, their brains no longer process emotions or social cues as effectively as before. Social withdrawal often stems from the fact that interacting with others becomes mentally exhausting. Following conversations or responding appropriately requires cognitive resources that are now severely limited. Even brief interactions can be draining, prompting elderly individuals to retreat further into their own internal world, often misunderstood by family members who might interpret their withdrawal as stubbornness or deliberate isolation. For families witnessing these changes, it's crucial to approach this stage with patience and compassion. Rather than trying to force interactions or pressuring loved ones into social activities, it's essential to meet them where they are emotionally and mentally. Speak gently, offer reassurances, and remain calmly present, even when responses become minimal or absent. Creating a quiet, comfortable environment can help significantly, reducing noise, simplifying surroundings, and establishing clear routines minimize confusion and anxiety. Embrace the small moments of clarity and connection when they occur, but understand that withdrawing from social interaction doesn't reflect diminished love. It's simply the brain's natural response to the body's gradual decline. Above all, recognizing these subtle yet meaningful signs of cognitive decline and social withdrawal early on gives you the precious gift of awareness, allowing you to adapt your interactions, support your loved one with dignity, and cherish every remaining moment together. Recognizing these subtle signs early isn't about causing fear or worry. Rather, it's an opportunity for each of us to be better prepared, to spend meaningful time caring for and creating precious moments with our elderly loved ones in their final days. Sometimes, genuine care, gentle attention, and deep love are the most valuable gifts we can offer them. If you found this video meaningful and helpful, please support Wellness Unlocked by clicking the like button, sharing this video, and don't forget to subscribe today to accompany us on our journey to explore and care for health and wellness. Wellness Unlocked sincerely hopes to reach our first milestone of 1,000 subscribers soon, thanks to your wonderful support. Thank you for watching, and see you again in our next valuable video.